Hello YouTube, welcome to the Wild Expat channel. I'm now back from my holidays in Cyprus. Today is Saturday, September the 29th. So I've just been out in the forest to put two cameras out. A bit unsuccessful with the last ones, so I didn't really get anything much decent footage, but I'm in a large forest near my home called Boar. And I've gone to the south part of it today because there's a lot more sort of bigger wildlife down here. So I've just come across quite a large amount of boar tracks actually, so that's where I've put one of the cameras. So I'll just show you this quickly. So as always, like I said in my previous videos about how to set up a wildlife camera, I try to stay off the trail as much as possible because there are a lot of people that do use these forests, and you know, as history has told me before, that they do get stolen. So I've just followed up a track off a main trail, and then I've come across this behind me. And all of this ground is all torn up by boar, which I can only assume is boar, but if you look, I mean, it's ripped to bits. It's not done with any machine or anything like that. It's all animal. So what I've done is I've just seen a little trail off behind me that goes off into the forest. So I've put the camera up there, so hopefully I'll intercept the animals coming down to visit this place for some reason. So I don't know if they're putting feed out here or something like that, but it's definitely a place that's used very frequently. So I'm going to leave these cameras out for at least 2 weeks, and then I'll come back. Hopefully they'll still be there, and I'll have some nice footage to show you. How are you? Hey, Coffee. How are you? You smell him? You smell him? So the dog you've just seen on the video is our new pet. Scruffy is her name, because when we found her, she was been a bit of a mess. So as you might know, I've sadly lost my little dog earlier on in the year. It was a very bad time for me, and still not very good now, to be honest with you. But the last thing I wanted was to think about was another dog, and I'd really sort of said to myself that I'll hold off for a long time, a couple of years even, before I get another one. And anyway, a few weeks after all that happened, I came back from the mountains and stuff like that. I saw this dog kept walking around, and she was skinny as a rake, really skinny, and you could see that she'd been milking. She'd been, what's the right terminology for this? She was feeding puppies anyway, so her nipples were all sore and swollen, but she was really skinny. But she was very nervous of me, so I tried to sort of give her some food and stuff like that, but she stayed miles away from me. And then so I tried to track down where she was keeping her pups, because you'd see her running around, she'd find some food or something, and then she'd run off. Poland's got a bit of a problem with stray dogs. They don't really get much respect, and there's a lot of them as well. And people don't really care. They'll have a dog, a farm dog or something like that, but they won't look after it. They don't care where it goes. They don't care if it don't come back. It's just something that hangs around, and unfortunately those dogs do get into trouble quite frequently, or also they just don't have a home. So we found out where the pups were, and then we actually went away, and my fiance's mum was looking after the house whilst we were away, and she actually became friendly with the dog. And she accepted her, and she was hanging around more and more, and we were feeding it. So then when I came back, this dog was very friendly, and we got on well, and so we decided that we didn't mind having her around. So then we found out that the neighbours had called the equivalent of the RSPCA to come and collect her and the pups, because it wasn't their dog. And then a few days later, she actually brought one of her pups to the house, and she was adorable little pup, and I think she had 7 or 8 in the end. But the way we looked at it is, she's a couple of years old. She's got a bit of a history, and she's never been loved, and you could tell that she'd never spent time in someone's home or anything like that. So anyway, the van came to collect them all, and then the dog was at our house, because she would just feed them, the pups, and then come and spend the time at my place. So we had a chat between us in the family, and we knew it'd be hard to rehome her, where the pups would be very simple, much easier, and they'll never have stayed together anyway. So we thought the best thing to do would be to keep her and look after her, and then obviously let the pups go. It would have been nice to have a puppy, of course, but you know, that's just the, you know, what people want to do. You know, everyone's puppy's brilliant, aren't they? So anyway, we thought we'd keep her, and she's been around now for quite a long time. She's just come into season, so all the neighbours' dogs, they're like queuing up for her, and it's a real problem because I'm just having a fence built around the land at the moment, and it's not finished, so they're getting in. I can't really let her out. She's kind of living in the garage, and have to keep her on the lead all the time. I'm in the forest now, so I can let her off, but yeah, so an unexpected new member of the family. So we'll see how we get on. Come on, come on. Let's have a look at you. Say hello. Say hello. Scruffy little mongrel. Go on in.